The Knicks go 2-3 on their West Coast road trip. Let's talk about it.
Anthony for three.
I think we see Willis coming out. Won the NBA championship.
Have the first pick in the 1985 NBA college draft.
Season ends the hands of the Chicago Bulls. Reggie Miller is tied the game.
The Spurs are your world champions.
New York Knicks select Kristaps Porzingis.
Some of you might be asking, hey Steph, why do you look so stupid? And then I'll say, I'm on the MadGood Knicks Show, and it is my obligation to visually represent the New York Knicks. If one were to ask a New York Knickerbocker what his favorite vacation activity is, a road trip will most certainly be at the bottom of that list. Coming off a 2-3 record on this road trip with the win over Sacramento and LA, and a loss to Phoenix, Golden State, and Denver, let's talk about what the fuck happened to the New York Knickerbocker Basketball Club. And to all my haters, I hate you.
Welcome to the MadGood Knicks Show. I'm Far. That's T. That's Steph. We're here to give you all the Knicks news all the damn time. Check us out on Instagram at MadGood Knicks Show for all of our content. Guys, the Knicks go 2-3 on that West Coast road trip. Disappointing would be an understatement for that trip. This week started off great. The Knicks went 2-0. We were like, all right, cool. They might actually cruise to 4-1, what they're supposed to do. Yeah. Instead, they go to the West Coast, 3 seed in the East. Come back, and now they're 6 seed.
6 seed, yeah.
Typical Knicks fashion.
Yeah.
How things turn indeed. I want to ask you guys one word to actually describe this 2-3 road trip. One word.
I know words. I have the best words.
TK.
One word. I'm gonna go with concerning.
Steph?
Concerning.
Yeah.
I was thinking about saying catastrophic, but I'm gonna go with subpar.
Subpar and concerning. All right, so they're both pretty much on the same level. I'm gonna go with sad. That's my word.
Sad, concerning, and subpar.
So concerning. TK, tell us about it.
It was very concerning because we got a chance to see how much we are truly dependent on Derrick Rose and his two fragile knees, so to speak.
It's not a knee injury, man.
Doesn't matter.
Don't
Doesn't
poke
matter.
his knees. He's not in Chicago. This
Doesn't
is New
matter.
York, Derrick Rose. He only has back problems, not knee problems.
Yeah, but the back is correlated. You know, back issues are always
the backbone's
from
connected to
else.
the
leg bone.
Damn, bro.
We skipped the hip, but it's alright. We don't need the hip, you know. All right, but no, it was very concerning. I think the Knicks have several fires that they need to address and put out, and that's up to Jeff to decide on very, very shortly.
So concerning.
Concerning.
Yeah.
Definitely a long-term concern for you.
Long-term concern? Absolutely.
Okay.
We started off as a
Really?
3 seed, ended up the 6 seed. We can keep plummeting if we don't fix this now.
So you hitting the panic button now? Like
I
you're
told
really hitting
you.
that
I told you 25 to 30 games, right? We're within that. I'm pushing the panic button.
Steph.
My subpar explanation, right. Yeah, I was gonna hate him just like T did, but like when you think about it, I mean, Rose wasn't in the game, Carmelo wasn't in the game, a couple of games that happened, he wasn't in there. It just seemed like I can't really give a definitive rubric on the New York Knicks and be like, I'm gonna rate them like this because it just, I know it sucks, it's always an excuse, like you don't have any pieces, so like what the fuck is happening, but like, it's not a full unit. I can't be like, oh, this is the New York Knicks, they're doing terribly, or this is the New York Knicks, or they're doing well. I just can't do that as of yet. It's always a puzzle piece.
That's why I was
can't-
concerning for me.
So concerning subpar. Let me give my quick explanation on sad. Though I agree with both of you guys on both fronts. Never touch my face again, man.
Had to wipe his tears, man. This guy's sad.
Yeah, no, it was sad because, all right, let's take a look at their first 2 games on this West Coast road trip. The only 2 wins. They beat the Kings 103-100, and then the Lakers 118-112. Both of those wins were solid victories, but they probably should have put the game away a lot sooner than they actually did.
For sure.
So they worked a lot harder than they actually should have.
Absolutely.
And then you take it to the Suns game, which I thought that was the low point. I thought that was disappointment. And while we're on the Suns game, so we were all watching it at Anthony Donahue's fundraiser, and we were all together expecting another game winner. KP had that open look, didn't hit it. He had a hell of a game, and then it was Carmelo Anthony, who once again, Knicks fans turned their back on him and said, get him out of New York, trade him, do whatever you got to do. And we ended up losing that game 113-111. Then we went to the Warriors. What happened with the Warriors? The Warriors played down to our level, and they beat us by 13 points. There's nothing to make out of that game. JaVale McGay was JaVale McGay. He was the leading scorer.
Shaq to the fool right here.
Oh, the irony.
He ended up being their leading scorer. On our side, Holiday was the leading scorer with 15 points. To give you the lay of the land as to how the points were actually spread.
Yeah, JaVale McGay did pretty well.
JaVale McGay.
And then the Nuggets.
How about those Nuggets?
How about those Nuggets?
We were like barbecue chicken.
We were
sauce for the
Nuggets, bro.
Barbecue sauce for the Nuggets.
We were expecting to eat some Nuggets. Instead, we were the dipping sauce for those Nuggets. 127-113, and absolutely got dominated in the paint. Yeah. You could attribute that to many things, but one thing's for sure. The effort was not there whatsoever for the New York Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
On to the second question here at the roundtable. This has been a topic of discussion for all of our Instagram followers, Knicks Nation alike, and that is, where does Joakim Noah belong on the basketball court? You can look at this question in a couple ways. Does he belong on the basketball court? Does he belong in a Knicks uniform? Should he go back to, I don't know, the rec league, the free agency bin? I don't know.
Recreational league.
Something like that. But Steph, let me kick it off with you. And then T, I know you're eager.
Oh, absolutely.
You can finish this one off.
I'm gonna say keep that man as a starter. Now, the reason I say that is because we're paying 70+ mil for this dude, right? 4 years?
Okay.
Is that correct?
Yep.
We're doing that? Why fuck that up and ruin his ego, ruin his confidence by putting him on the bench? Like, we're still above 500 now. Let him roll this out a few more games, but what we can start doing is take him out earlier in the game. Let him play 3 to 4 minutes, keep his confidence up at the starting role, and then if he starts fucking up in the beginning, if we don't feel it, because usually in the beginning, if he's whack, he doesn't like turn great, right? So
that's a true diplomatic coach's move.
I think. I don't
know if that's a championship move. That's a diplomatic coach's
championship move.
See?
How do I begin? How do I address this? Is the MSG concession stand hiring? I know in section 128, I know they have good hot dogs and French fries. Because that's where no one needs to go. At this point, man, like, I'm sorry, dude, but you were saying why mess up his pride? Why destroy that, right? 2 reasons. One, because he's already done it to himself. I've seen him miss a lefty hook shot. Not just miss it, but it was an air ball. And it was point blank range. Disgusting. We hired this man off the free agency bin for $72 million for 4 years, correct? To provide energy, defense, and rebounding. I've seen none of that thus far.
He's rebounded.
Well, I mean, anybody's gonna rebound when you're 7 feet standing below
you didn't
the
pay
rim.
attention to the hand. Rebound.
He did lead the Knicks in assists for a little while, and then
for the first 5 games, sure. You know, that's all good and plenty. But as of right now, as the NBA, just like the NFL and any other sports league, is a what have you done for me lately kind of league. He's won Defensive Player of the Year, but I don't see that same kind of guy. I'm going with Willie or KO at this point. You have to put him on the bench.
So I totally see what you're saying. I'm in the same boat as Steph right now because I don't think that Joakim Noah needs to lose his confidence just yet because I think that there is still a place for him on the team to start.
Really?
Go 2 to 3, 4, 5 minutes, and then sit on the bench.
Okay, so then on the flip
especially, hang on. Especially when Derrick Rose is playing. When Derrick Rose is not playing, Joakim Noah looks so much worse because he's not an offensive player whatsoever. Yeah, the whole team looks worse, but especially that first quarter.
On the flip side, you guys say that he should still be a starter at this point, right? At what point do you relieve him of that?
I'll tell you what. So we have him for a 4-year contract.
Okay.
We have him, and I've argued this before. We signed him to that 4-year deal in short just to get Rose to kind of come back because his buddy's going to be here for another 4 years as well. Another thing to note is the fact that Joakim Noah is still, if we get 2 decent years out of him, two decent years out of him.
You can't get 2 decent weeks out of him.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right.
2 years.
You're absolutely right.
Damn.
I'm not saying it's going to be a guarantee, but at the same time, he is there. If we just let him go, how's that going to make Rose feel?
Yeah, you got it's true. It sucks because you're tied to him, bro.
This is New York.
That's the issue.
Look,
That's the issue.
no, the issue here is it's New York and we're impatient as fuck. That's
Impatient.
it. We are.
Dude, we're how many games
We
into
were
the season?
we were thoroughly surprised by the pace that the Knicks were moving in and the fact that they were the 3 seed and 3 games above 500.
Okay, as my man Farhan said, patience,
I'm
right?
sorry, what?
As my boy Far said, you want to talk
My
about
man's-
patience, right? Okay, I have another P word for you, right?
Far.
And I have another additional P word for you, other than patience and Far, which is progression. Have you guys seen any sort of progression from Noah thus far? No.
Here's the other side of the coin. With Kyle O'Quinn, I'm not 100% convinced that he can guard traditional centers in a starting role yet.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I feel like him with more of an offensive mind, when Derrick Rose is back in the lineup, I don't think that we need to squeeze him in there and put him up against these guys and into foul trouble just yet. Joakim Noah can be there for now.
I can see that.
And that's the only reason why I think if Kyle Quinn comes out of nowhere and can actually go up against his fellow 7-footers and guard them consistently, great. Offensively, he's doing a fantastic job. He's getting his blocks, etc., etc. He's not doing enough to earn a starting job for the New York Knicks.
I agree with
as
that.
bad as Noah's playing, but when Rose comes back, I promise you that magnifying glass on Joakim Noah is going to decrease just a bit.
I hope so, man, because he's making us look terrible.
All right, now we're going to do something kind of special here at the MadGood Knicks Show Roundtable. We are investigatory journalists. Yes, I know it's not a real word, you fucking trolls. So we actually managed to get into Phil Jackson's text messages.
Ooh, juicy.
An exclusive here on the MadGood Knicks Show. I picked out the top 5. There were a lot of interesting ones. I picked out the top 5 from a couple Knicks and a few special guests. Let's kick them off, shall we? First one from Ron Baker. Text message number 1 to
Burgundy.
Phil Jackson, aka Ron Burgundy. Baker. 5 sugars and cream, just how you like it. Your dry cleaning was also dropped off. Now stop telling me how much you really miss Derrick Rose. Strong words, Mr. Baker.
Ballsy little man.
Ballsy indeed. Next text message to Phil Jackson from Joakim Noah. What do you expect when you give me a contract based off of hanging off my arm?
Wait,
Valid point.
Was that a sext message or a text message?
Hanging off my arm.
Okay.
Next one from the one and only Jeannie Buss. I didn't want to air this one out, but interpret it however you want. Jeannie Buss said to Phil Jackson, if that's what you get every time your team wins against mine, I don't think I want to be in this relationship anymore. Frisky. Next one, Carmelo Anthony. Next one from Carmelo Anthony. New phone, who dis? They might not be talking anymore, guys. The media really fucked that one up.
Oh yeah.
Last one from Derrick Rose. How important is that extension looking? He could be talking about hair extensions. I don't know. Or contract extensions. The team looks pretty bad though.
Yep.
Speaking of, and again, yes, that was an exclusive here at the MadGood Knicks Show. You're not gonna find that anywhere else. Ian Begley, bite on that. Bite on that.
Shout out to Eric Snowden for the hookup.
Indeed. And
Thanks, Eric.
WikiLeaks. And WikiLeaks.
Yes, baby.
Speaking of Derrick Rose though, guys, on a more serious note, how important is that extension actually looking? The Knicks looked really, really bad without Derrick Rose. And he does put this team on a completely different tier. We are probably the best team of the non-already probably conference final bound teams within the NBA. Because we were able to beat all these teams below us. And now we look like the Knicks of old. It sucks to say.
Oh, absolutely.
How important is Derrick Rose to see?
Derrick Rose is vital. It's weird because I'm not sure if it's more so on him or just how unimpressive Brandon Jennings looks as a starter at this point in his career. You know, we wouldn't be having this conversation had Jennings played up to what we know of him to be, the kind of caliber
as
player.
A starter.
As a starter,
Right.
you know. Jennings just looks lost out there. So I think this Derrick Rose contract is kind of crucial. We're not going to find another point guard in the market like this for quite some time.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, I think like that's a very good point you bring up, but I think that like Derrick Rose, this might be a blessing in disguise because I don't know what his trade value is going to be like at the end of the year since we did get him for so cheap. Like if he's getting injured and shit, maybe this could be a blessing in disguise. Maybe we could negotiate a smaller salary for him or even pick it up a little and potentially get maybe another point guard, give up somebody on the team. Get another point guard that can like split a time with him, you know, like put like less stress on his stress on his body, maybe split that time.
I got a name for you guys. How about Chasen Randall? He dropped 38 points the other night in the D League.
He ain't gonna be our starting point. But Clay Anthony early
but he said
buckets
to
too.
share some minutes with. Jennings, as we know, is not a starter. Chasen Randall looked hella good from what we've seen. So I mean, take some.
But do you think our
legs.
point guard? Do you think there's like?
Jimmer for that.
Yeah. What happened to Jimmer Fredette, man?
He also
Jesus.
dropped like a fucking all high on the Westchester Knicks. So
Yeah, word. Do you think he needs like? Do you think we need a point guard to change? Do you think we need to give up Ron? You think Jason Randall will make that much more of a difference?
I do.
Really?
I do. Truly. Absolutely.
One thing I know about Phil Jackson's teams is he loves keeping the continuity, as any championship-bound team does, which is pretty much all he's coached. But letting go of Derrick Rose in any facet of putting a championship caliber team together is not acceptable for Phil Jackson. So I think the smart move is going to be to bring back Rose pending his health. But I think now is also a good time to maybe capitalize on something while D Rose is.
So what are you thinking of?
100% clear. I think another 3 years would be pretty ideal to keep that starting five intact for KP.
Noah.
Yeah.
I know,
unstable
but we also
if we
have
get
Kyle
Rose.
O'Quinn for another 2 years. So,
we look too unstable if we give up Rose, and like Phil Jackson would just look like he doesn't know what he's doing. You know what I mean? I think it's a little political here
I would
and
love to
there
have
too.
Rose.
Like
just re-sign him.
yeah,
I would love to.
exactly. I
Yeah.
would keep him up, man.
I'd love to have him on the court, though. That's also very important. It's a very high risk, high reward. Chris Paul's in the market. Carmelo's buddy
said.
next year. We hope these questions got you guys thinking. We're gonna wrap this up, and thanks again for tuning in. Let's take it to the welcome.
Wizzled Gizzard.
Who invited this guy to the round table?
You did.
Via text.
Hey, Pete.
Yeah.
What do you think if Melo actually started becoming a leader and would lead this Knicks team to victory besides just those 2 times that he hit that shot? You know, like at the end of the game.
I don't know. He'd probably have to be a different person or something. I don't know.
I wonder if
I
he
know
goes
it's a triangle,
home
but
and just asks Lala for help in designing triangles and working off triangles. And I wonder if...
Is that why you think he's off in La La Land all the time?
I think so. I think he still think about her like tits in the Power season that everyone now saw. And it's like, if everyone saw her tits, then he must see the triangle maybe now. Because there's nothing to focus on at her. Like, that's it.
Maybe. I haven't even seen Lala's tits.
Dude,
remember when she was on MTV?
Missing out. Yeah, I remember.
Remember when Rose was an MVP?
I do. What if Rose never got injured and we still got him as a Knick?
Oh my god.
Dude, that'd be scary. That'd be like, say Rose 3 times in front of a mirror, I dare you.
Russell Westbrook got another triple-double. When are we going to get a triple-double?
I don't know. Maybe when James Dolan stops recording music.
What? Anyway.
Dude, I think this free agency, when CP3 comes and then we have Rose and then we have LeBron and we have everybody because we're New York, I think we might win the championship.
I think I just want regular chips. this point, there's a higher chance of me getting off my ass and getting chips than us winning a chip. But hey,
I don't know, man. Sometimes when I look at the Knicks, all I'm thinking about is just like, what is life?
Baby, don't hurt me. Oh no, that's love.